Hello everybody and welcome to This Week in BCIS. Last week we talked about word processing applications. We were in Module 2 here, word processing applications like Microsoft Word. And so we got started with just some general text editing, text entry, just starting typing stuff in a document, and then went into some more formatting and things that you can do using formatting tools, the various tools that are available on the toolbar, things like headers and footers. And there's just a lot of things that you can do with formatting. As you get further into your academic career, you're going to be doing a lot more with formatting, and please remember that you can rely on styles and on templates to create things like the template that you use for the papers that you're writing. As you get further into your academic career, you'll be doing things in Turabian format, in MLA format, or APA format, and you can set all that stuff up using styles and templates so that you just pull in a template and everything is ready for you to go, and you don't have to remember all of the intricacies of what's available. But remember, you can also jump back into that folder at any time and go back to those resources that are available, including things like the Purdue OWL, the online writing lab at Purdue University. That is a really great resource for formatting for papers and things like your MLA, APA, and Turabian formats. So this week we're going to be moving into Module 3, which is our spreadsheet applications. Spreadsheets are things like Microsoft Excel. So Excel and other spreadsheets are tools that you can use to create calculations, typically used in accounting and other functions like that. But you'll find that you can use a spreadsheet type application for just about any kind of career or any kind of need that you have. You'll be able to incorporate this throughout your life. Excel is a very powerful spreadsheet application, so it does have kind of a steep learning curve. There's a lot of videos in this. Let me just go ahead and jump in here so that you can see what all is available. So there's just a general overview of our spreadsheet applications, some reading materials and practice exercises, and then also don't forget the resources with videos and other stuff. This will be very beneficial as you're going through the assignments for this week's assignments and things that are going to be submitted for a grade. You can just click on that to see all the resources that are available here. So there's getting started with Excel, and then how to add formulas down to absolute references, and then it also goes into things like how to collaborate, calculating your earning potential, which is going to be a part of your final project, and then creating pivot tables and things like that. So don't forget that you can reach out to me at any time. Let me just scroll down here to Help for Students is a great resource for y'all. I just added this in here, text your teacher. If you need help at any point, you can jump in here and text me. My cell phone is here, my email. Please feel free to text or call. Again, I'm not always available to return your call right away, but I will if you leave a voicemail for me. And then also if you text me, I will get back with you right away. Usually I'm able to get back with people quicker through text than through phone calls. But please feel free to use the format that you're most comfortable with. Just remember that that's there. It's also available in the syllabus, which is in the Start Here folder. So I'm going to show you here really quickly assignments. This is the stuff to be submitted for a grade for this week. And there's a lot of stuff in here, but some of the stuff is building on other assignments that you're doing. So the first thing you're going to be doing is creating a worksheet. In this activity, you're going to actually just be setting up your worksheet or your spreadsheet. You're not going to be entering any formulas. So this is about just setting up the spreadsheet and then saving it. And then as you get further down into the activities that we're doing, we'll be pulling up these spreadsheets that you've created again and building on them. So in this activity, you're going to be adding formulas to the spreadsheet that you created here. So this is practice in just setting up the spreadsheet, formatting it, and then saving it. And then this is pulling up something that you've already created, and then instead of having to recreate it, you can make changes to it and then save it with a different name. So you'll still have your original and then the new updated one. This one goes into absolute references. If you're doing things like demographics or a thing where you have a fixed market cost of something, it's often beneficial to have one cell that you have a reference item in, or a reference value, that your spreadsheet will always look back at that particular cell for whatever it's calculating. And this week, I also want to see your website getting published. So if you're not familiar with websites, this is going to be a great activity for you, because what we did in the previous week was I just asked for a screenshot. So just get started with it. Let's see how you're doing with it. And this week, I want to just make sure that you know how to publish it so that when I actually go out and look at it, I can see it on the web. If you don't publish it, then I can't see it. And so I just want to make sure that we don't get to the end of the projects and you aren't familiar with this part of the process. So remember, I recommend Wix, Weebly, WordPress, those types of things, and Wix is probably the easiest to get started in. You can use any tool that you like if you already have a website for your company or for your organization, and you can just customize an area of that for this project, then please feel free to do that. I don't want you to have to create something, and I also don't want you to feel like you have to pay for anything. If you get to a point where you're about to publish your website and you think that you have to pay to go on, please feel free to contact me, because with Wix and Weebly and WordPress, you do not have to pay for anything unless you're asking for a specific domain. And by that, I mean, if you are okay, like mine with Wix is jmlyon.wixsite.com, that is going to be free because of the Wix site in the middle of the domain. If I wanted it to just be jmlyon.com, then I would have to pay for that. And so, that's going to be a decision that you make, but I don't want you to feel that you have to do that for this course. So just something to think about if you decide that you want to purchase the website in the future. Please don't feel obligated to do that, and I encourage you not to pay for anything during this course. So just do what you can that's free. So this goes also into wage earnings. We're going to be talking as part of the final project. You're going to be looking at that dream job that you are going for with your education and your experience. And I want you to identify the salary, the annual salary of that dream job. And then you're going to do a projection based on the possibility that you're going to be earning 5% cost of living increase every year. Now, this is unrealistic in the real world, we know that, but depending on what industry you're going into, you might receive regular cost of living increases, you might not. You might receive bonuses. In other industries, you aren't going to receive those. So it's going to vary depending on the industry that you're going into, but what we're going to be looking at for this particular activity, and again, this is going to be where we're talking about wage earnings, what I want you to be thinking about is basically we're going to be doing a comparison on if you started as a minimum wage earner, say in Odessa, you're earning minimum wage, working at a convenience store or whatever you're doing, and you want to go into maybe accounting. And so you look at that job as I'm a minimum wage earner earning $7.25 an hour versus my job as an accountant where I'm earning $63,000 a year. And we're going to look at the calculations over a 20-year period and what your earning potential is in that 20-year period based on the fact that you have gotten your education and the experience you need to go into your dream job. And so there's a lot of instruction, guidance, some websites that you can look at. And then also don't forget that there's the videos up here in the resources folder. So the videos will help you a lot with this particular assignment. Again, that's part of the final project, but you will go ahead and submit your initial calculations for this week. I want to bring you down to the capstone project down here. Remember, the capstone project is due the last week of classes. This project is where you're going to look at you're going to be basing your project here for the capstone on buying 6 computers for a school district. You have a limited budget that you have to use and limited specifications for what the users are going to need. You'll be identifying 2 possible systems that you're going to be recommending, and then you're going to make a final recommendation of one of those systems. So this project includes a little bit of internet research, and then also you're going to be creating a flyer, so just something that has a picture of the system that you're recommending, and then some of the information that you found in your research about the system, and then the cost. You'll also have an Excel expense report that specifies the various attributes of each one of the systems that you're looking at and the cost for each, how much it's going to cost for 6 of those. And then you're also going to have a PowerPoint presentation where you're going to be doing a comparison of the 2 systems that you're comparing, like basically for your board. Your final project is also going to be due the final week of classes. And this is also going to be a culmination of all the applications that we're using. So you will have your you'll have elements that are in Microsoft Word or whatever word processing application you use. Just remember to save those as a Word document. You're going to have pieces that are in Excel. So again, you don't have to use Excel for this, but just remember to save it as an Excel project. And then also you'll have a PowerPoint or some sort of presentation. So if you're using something other than PowerPoint, make sure you either save it or download it as a PowerPoint, or that you provide a link to it if it's a web-based application like Prezi. And then we also have a final journal that just kind of talks about where you can talk about your experience in this course, what you like, what I can do differently. And so those are just things that are coming up. Just want to make sure that you are keeping those things in mind. We will be having a collaborate session this week. I'm going to be trying to do it Thursday evening. I will let you know for sure what time I will be available on Thursday evening to do that. And we will be talking about the capstone project and the final project and kind of doing a walkthrough of what that's going to look like. Remember, you can reach out to me at any time if you have questions or comments. Just jump down to the Help for Students folder and click on this Text Your Teacher link. Or you can, of course, go into the course syllabus, and that information is there also. Reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, problems, anything, or if you just want to say hi. Don't forget that you can text me, email me, or call me, and I hope you all have a great week. Stay cool. Bye.